We talked about how the portal taketh, giveth, and the portal taketh away. Today, Miami Hurricanes legacy safety cornerback Al Blaze Jr. hit the transfer portal for his last year of eligibility. And also wide receiver Keyshawn Washington left. But Al Blaze, man. Young man that gave his all, Mark, just wasn't the fastest guy. And in a man scheme, had some tough situations where he kind of had some bad looks out there at the cornerback position. We move him to safety, and a bunch of other guys were a little bit more talented, so he didn't get a chance to play as much. We also lost one of our top recruits from class of 2000. Is it 20? Yeah, it might be class of 2020 with Avanatae Williams. I was jumping up and down for joy when he committed and super excited and like borderline 5-star, number 1 or 2 safety in the country. And he decided to hit the portal. Things just didn't work out for him at Miami either. So those are the 3 guys that within the last 36 hours or so that decided to hit the portal. And Mark, we talked about this last week and numerous amounts of other times that we have been here, that the portal in a situation where it's also mutual, it's probably in the best interest of the young man and in the best interest of the program that we go in separate ways for them to go on and make better for them and for us to replace them with a better player or someone, at least maybe not even the most talented player, but someone who's going to believe and go all in and fit the scheme. And there's different situations. There's times where a young man does, so class of 2020, there's times where a young man steps away because he can't seem to get on the field at Miami, and that could be no person's fault. Maybe he's not bad. It's just the people in front of him are better. I would say that's the case of Al Blaze Jr. Just the guys in front of him were more talented. But there are other players that just didn't buy in or complained about things, and it just didn't fit with them, and they decided to take their future in their own hands as opposed to just sitting there with the potty mouth. It's sad. Sitting at Miami and Coral Gables, hey, man, go where you are wanted, go where you could be able to make an impact for yourself and hopefully to enter the National Football League and grow.
Somebody mentioned in the chat here, Cade McNamara, Michigan quarterback who entered the transfer portal a couple days ago. It's actually just announced here on 247.
Going to Iowa.
Last hour that he's going to Iowa.
And see, that's what I'm saying. That's great for him. Michigan went a different direction. He wants an opportunity to play. He's a talented young, not amazing, but he can play. He'll go to Iowa. I mean, I thought he would come to Minnesota, but
Brennan Armstrong entered the transfer portal today.
Isn't that crazy? But this is what I mean by scheme. This is what I mean by fit. This young man going into this year was listed as one of the best in the last couple of years. Him, David Leary, and Tyler was in the conversation also. But since 2020, these have been some of the better quarterbacks in our own conference. And Armstrong is leaving. I'm hoping he goes somewhere in the Big 12 or at least goes somewhere where he can get back to being in the RPO spread. Maybe Syracuse. I think he would do well at Syracuse.
Lorenzo Lingard, former Cane, says he plans to enter the NCAA transfer portal after 3 seasons at Florida. Not doing
who?
Lorenzo Lingard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mark, this is what I mean when I say that these star ratings, and it's no one's fault that works there. They're rating the young men based on how they evaluate them, but you gotta also be able to pick a school, and when you pick that school, hopefully the coaches and the environment works to not only bring you in and make you a good football player, but continue to make you a better person. And I don't know Lingard as a person. I don't know him, but the things that was said about him coming out of Miami and then him going to Florida and being there for 3 years and not amounting to not much there either. Even after they've had multiple guys transfer in and out of Florida, he still never really made even the depth chart. Tough. It's a tough situation. Hopefully that young man doesn't quit. I think one of the other beautiful things is humbling thyself and heading to a FCS program or heading to a Group of 5 program and actually wanting to dominate and get the statistics could be a great opportunity for a lot of these young men too. Utah State, because of his connection to Ephraim Banda, who was his main recruiter, even though he played running back, his recruiter was Ephraim Banda. While he was in Miami, Ephraim Banda is the defensive coordinator up at Utah State, who has had a couple Miami Hurricanes follow him there. Al Blaze Jr. could also be on the way over there. Avanatae Williams could be there also. Those two are cousins, Avanatae Williams and Lorenzo Lingard. So, and I'm not saying that's the only place they can go. Maybe they do choose to go to a James Madison. They choose to go to a Jackson State with Coach Prime, as long as he's there, whatever. There's plenty of opportunities for these young men to take their future into their own hands.